Can I just say, by all practical means, that we were right. Hello there, true believers. I hope you're doing well out there. My name is Vaderfly. You can also follow me right here at my cosplay page channel, the King of Dreamers. I am him, he is me, and I hope you are beautiful out there, because that means I'm beautiful right here. That means you're beautiful out there. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future, because today we're going to talk about something that is going to basically be a follow-up to my first video that I basically talk about with Daisy Ridley and Ahmet Best, basically debunking that the Star Wars fan base is this toxic, horrible fan base that bullied people off the internet, when that clearly wasn't the case, with all these actors from Daisy Ridley to Ahmet Best to Kaylee Marie Tran, and now we have Jake Lloyd as well. And I also want to say this as well, since it is the 25th anniversary of Star Wars The Phantom Menace, which I will be seeing in theaters, you can count on me there. His mom came out and did an amazing interview that I will be reading some of it from the news site, Script News, where they do a whole news article with Jake Lloyd's mother, Lisa. And it is one of the most beautiful, moving, heartfelt articles I ever read, because this is a woman who took care of her sick son. And I can't say enough how Star Wars that can be. Love is the thing that saves somebody's soul. And not only that, it's just the care that people have for each other. That's, to me, the humanity of Star Wars. So let's go ahead and talk about this, and I'm gonna read some of this article. You guys can read the rest of it if you want to. I will link link in the description down below, and let's go ahead and get into this. When Lisa was asked about what happened with Jake Lloyd, more or less it kind of goes down to the wire that Jake has a genetic form of schizophrenia that he got from his father, and it passed down to him. Around that time period, we were under the impression that he was kind of going through a downfall because of, the typical child actors kind of stuff. But we find out later that it's just more or less that he had this disease, and he unfortunately kind of didn't deal with it, and he didn't want to take his medications for it. So I'm going to read some of the excerpt from the article, and then I'll discuss a little more in depth. Lisa is also eager to dispel what she says is a common misconception. That's an avalanche of negative reaction to The Phantom Menace drove Jake to quit acting and contribute to his mental illness. It would have happened anyway, Lisa insists, pointing to a history of schizophrenia on his biological father's side of the family. I believe it was genetic, and a psychiatrist also agrees that Jake was going to become schizophrenic. She also insists that in 1999, Jake was largely shielded from toxic vitriol swirling around the prequel films. I protected him from the backlash. He was just riding his bike outside playing with his friends. He didn't know, he didn't care, Lisa said. Everybody makes such a big deal about that. And it's rather annoying to me because Jake was a little kid when that came out. And he didn't really feel all the stuff because I didn't let him online. Lisa acknowledges that high school kids would sometimes bully Jake over Star Wars, something he mentioned in past interviews. But she says walking away from Hollywood had more to do with the family drama at home. People says he quit because of Star Wars. Well, that's not true. It didn't have anything to do with Star Wars. It had more to do with our family, and we were going through a divorce. Lisa explains things were unsettled and kind of rough, and Jake didn't seem to be having a lot of fun auditioning anymore. Lisa said Jake still likes wearing Star Wars t-shirts and sometimes gets recognized in public. When asked if she sees Jake one day starring in another Star Wars project, Lisa said it's not something that's in the cards. There you have it. His mom herself said what she had to say. And I know I've been seeing, even though this article has been floating around, and I've been seeing some people on Twitter still trying to paint the fan base in this weird light, even though this and now the Ahmet Best, well, first the Ahmet Best and then this both coming out has more or less debunk the acts of racism, the acts of anything else, and all these different acts, the sexism and all these things that these stands and the media still are trying to ride with and shield themselves with. Look, I've said this before. Do I believe that the fan base is toxic? It has its minority of people there, for sure. But that's not the majority of us. That's not all of us in together. We all care about Star Wars and we're passionate about this. That's what I've said before and I'll say it again. We are passionate fans. And when something that just doesn't feel or fit right with what we have known about the franchise doesn't work, it makes us upset, in which we have a right to be upset about, especially once again, if you're paying your hard-earned money or paying your time to watch a product or listen to a product or watch a show about said product. I think a lot of people have this misconception that you're not allowed to complain about certain things, especially if it's from a certain point of view. Which is why I find this so disgusting that people are still, even after what this woman has explained, his mom, his own flesh and blood has explained, it's still willing to freaking die on a hill to paint the rest of the fan base to be bad. This kid went through all sorts of crap. His sister died on him, his dad died. It's just like, there's just, like, you read this, it is a tragic tale. And it's just so mind-blowing that I still am seeing the same rhetoric from the same exact camp over and over again. We just need to stop and realize that, A, let's be happy that this kid is doing well. I'm like, seriously, dude, what you're going through and what your struggle is, I am seriously happy that you are doing well. This is coming from somebody that watched your movie when you were younger, watched Jingle All the Way. I love that movie. I am seriously happy that you're doing well. It's also coming from a Star Wars fan that's saying, I'm glad you still like Star Wars. Doesn't matter if you like Ahsoka or not, or you like Ahsoka. I don't care. You like Star Wars. You're still. I still appreciate you. This is a great thing, and I think people need to realize that the media, that companies, that all these people have been using these actors and actresses as shields. These two have been like the biggest pillars of the Star Wars It's Toxic fan base. It's been Ahmed Best and Jake Lloyd. They have been the biggest two. And finally, their stories have been released. And more or less, guess what? It shed the light that these companies have been lying to try to get themselves shielded from criticism. No more. As long as they keep doing this, you're gonna have people like myself and others calling this BS out. I am tired of being painted as somebody that's bad because I am so passionate about something that I care about. Because I promise you, if it was something like Steven Universe or something like that and they changed it, you guys will probably be out there being just as passionate as I am about Star Wars. This was my childhood. This was my life. And to use people's mental illnesses or use their sexuality or use racism as a defense for your shitty business practices is disgusting. And it needs to be called out. And I'm glad that his mom came out, and she could have lied. She could have said it was totally the Star Wars fans. And she could have just kept this thing going for another 10 years. But she just came out, spoke her truth. She came out and she spoke not just her truth, the truth. And I love it. I can't say enough. I love it. I hope that everything's going well, Mr. Lloyd. I hope to one day see you out there and talking with everybody else out there on the floor. I know she mentioned that that's probably not going to happen for a little bit, and it probably would never happen as long as he doesn't really want to kind of be put in that position again. I completely understand and respect that decision he's made as well. So either way, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that this is another case of another wall being knocked down of the Star Wars' toxic fandom, or do you think, like most of the people that's still on Twitter trying to continuously spread the lie that the Star Wars fan base is toxic? Let me know in the comments down below, and I hope you're doing well. Make sure to follow me right here on my Instagram. My name is the King of Dreamers, also Vaderfly. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I wanted to say to you guys, you are loved, you're beautiful, and if things happen to you in your life that you feel that you can't overcome, please don't have your first instinct to make yourself disappear. We want you here. We want you right here, no matter what, because you are worth it and we love you.